Would you be interested in switching your internet service providings to a provider that provides a better service of internet service providings than your current providings?
No, thank you.
Alright, hey everyone, welcome to the Unnamed Podcast. This is week 5 or so, I believe.
Number 6.
Well, it depends how you look at things. Excuse me. Josh AJ.
You just burped. Your argument is null and void.
Whatever. Josh AJ took over the podcast last week. Not a lot of us were here. It was, from the usual crew, it was only actually Josh AJ and Footloose. So he says that'll be uploaded later on tonight. So hopefully by the time you're listening to this, it'll be up. But yeah, that's all the good stuff there. I need another burp, but I'll just hold it. You know. So the subject on the subject for this week is the RPG genre, the genre itself and its games, and then as always we have our quiz. So we have a new guest today. His name is Tom. His YouTube channel is Retro Tom Computers. How you doing, man?
Alright, guys.
We have our usual crew. We have Mr. Plim.
Hey guys.
Footloose 2005.
Hey folks, how's it going?
We have the Game Buster Mark.
Hey, how you fuckers doing?
I can't edit that. Anyway. We also have Joshy J 19 Gaming.
Hello guys, how's it going?
Alright, so we have all of our good people here and with a new one. Unfortunately, due to the amount of people we've got, there will be no teams, but who really cares? To be honest. Anyway, RPG. Does anyone want to put anything in about the genre itself, and we'll talk about the games a little bit later?
I'd like to point out that RPG stands for role-playing games.
Yes, that's what it is, yes.
Yeah, I feel like
very time-consuming.
We need to point that out before we begin.
Well,
What else could they stand for? I mean, seriously, RPG and gaming, it's the only...
rocket-propelled grenades if you're a COD fan.
We're not talking about first-person shooters, are we?
We're not, but we could be.
I'd rather not, thank you very
We
much.
could be talking about the specific weapons in a first-person shooter. Did you think of that? Did you think of that?
Anyway, we're not considering the email you sent us all out with RPG, which in my head is role-playing game, as Game Buster Mark has pointed out ever so clearly.
Remember, we are talking about games and not bedroom games. Keep that in mind.
Guys, I know we're talking about video games, okay? We're not on about anything that happens in the bedroom, because I would disgrace you all. Moving on.
Yes, whatever. Right, what defines an RPG? What would define an RPG?
Lots of cutscenes.
Cutscenes, yeah? Or if you're Metal Gear Solid.
I'm thinking about your classic sort of Final Fantasy. Because I'm more of a fan of your classic RPGs, turn-based ones, where the combat's turn-based. That sort of
JRPG, awesome.
Games like the early Final Fantasies. I don't like the modern Final Fantasies.
The real-time
Final
combat.
Fantasy 13 just look like a load of bullshit to me. It looked like freaking Transformers and motorbikes and crazy crap going on there.
As I was saying, we'll talk about games later. Come on, don't be slandering the good name of FF13.
Well, how much more can I talk about RPGs? I mean, I've said that it's
story.
Story. Well, okay, yes, it should have a story.
Well, I mean, what defines an RPG? What types of RPG are there out there? Because it's a huge genre.
Well, yeah.
Well, let's go with types of RPG. What types of RPG do you have at the top of your head?
Strategy, real time.
Come on, no silence. What would people class Oblivion and Skyrim under?
That'd be RPGs, yeah.
Yeah. What type of RPG?
They'd be I don't know whether you call them like sandbox RPGs. I suppose I'm gonna put my name on that term. So anyone else uses it, you have to pay me royalties.
Well, I would
I
say
ain't
probably
paying shit.
action RPG. I'd definitely
call them,
say
like-
action RPG. With
Because they are
Fallout.
RPGs. Because
yeah.
like everything's stats based.
Yeah.
And like somebody help me out.
Left or right hand?
An amount of damage done is determined by how much attacking and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
That's what you mean.
It's to do with your skills and everything.
Yeah, the way you've built your character is determined on how good he is in battle or whatever else that you will be doing in RPGs.
Yeah, your weaknesses and strengths and so on. You can be effective against. You can be like really heavily melee based, and and if you come across a mage, you get your ass kicked. So yeah, I think there is that in Oblivion and Skyrim. But I will point out, I think Skyrim is a heap of shit.
Not a fan of it myself. I don't really like it. But what about the graphics in RPGs? Is there anything different about the graphics in RPGs other than other types of games?
I've said a lot, so I'm gonna let someone else speak. I do have a lot to say, but
We haven't heard from either Foot or Josh, so how about they take this one?
yeah.
No, they're dead.
Come on, not just a little cackle. We want sentences.
The graphics in RPGs, I would say that, I don't know why, but I just think they're limited, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, I know. I completely know what you mean. Yeah, it's
I disagree.
I'm not sure why. Just my experience on them. I just think the graphics are limited.
I think it depends on.
They can also.
I suppose it depends on which RPG you play actually.
With the Xbox, if there's a big RPG, they'll usually split it into 3 discs to make it
really?
look amazing.
Oh right.
Where the PS3, because I've got 2 copies of Final Fantasy 13.
Yeah.
The Xbox 360 one has 3 discs and doesn't look as good. The PS3 one has 1 disc and it looks a lot better. So.
Oh right. Yeah. So.
I don't have 2 copies of every single game. It's just that one in particular game I seem to have on both consoles.
Liar. I've seen your game collection.
Yes. What about the length of RPGs? Josh or Foot, do you want to take this one?
Yeah.
Okay, go for it.
Sorry, I don't quite understand.
Well, how long should they be?
Yeah, is there anything about the game's length that's different from maybe other sorts of games, like first-person shooters or whatever else, platformers?
Not really, no.
What?
Foot, what about you? Do you think there's something a little bit different about the length of RPGs to other genres?
Oh, I think bloody RPGs are hellish long games.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Sorry, I don't
Amen.
I don't really understand about RPGs.
Have you ever played any of the Game Boy Pokemon games?
No, not really.
No? Final Fantasy games?
Sorry, did you have a child? They were everywhere.
Who played RuneScape? Anyone played RuneScape?
I did for about a month before they kicked me off it for bad language.
Really? I played that for a few years. A couple of
tales
years.
too to tell about RuneScape.
Yeah.
Horrible. Horrible.
It was really good at the start when I started to play it, but
It was
when
good. It wasn't too bad.
when they started updating it, the last few years that I played it, it was just rubbish.
Is RuneScape still going these days?
Yeah, they released an advert, which makes it look really good.
Yeah, but when you get on it,
Doesn't look at all anything like it.
It means that they've got a lot of money these days because they can afford to waste it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
What about grinding? Is that something that holds to RPGs and its genre or can you get grinding in other sorts of games?
I think it's more prevalent in your turn-based RPGs, like your Pokemons and your early Final Fantasies, whereas in Elder Scrolls series, which is I would say are RPGs as well, you can normally find other ways around grinding, whether it be glitches or just finding better equipment or whatever.
Yeah.
But I think grinding is something that is like it is in all RPGs.
I was going to say it's a kind of staple of a good.
Yeah, it is like a staple. Whereas like if you're gonna try to do this at a certain point in the game, you're gonna have to be level X or whatever. So
yeah,
I think it's in all RPGs. I think.
What about? All right, go on.
I was just gonna say you just try and play an RPG and play through it at level 1. I mean, it's impossible. You're gonna have to do some sort of improving at some stage or another.
Especially some of the easier RPGs in the world, which probably are the Pokemon games, are some of the easier ones out there. I'd say those games are fairly impossible without grinding or doing the rare candy glitch. To be honest.
Yeah.
Oh, good old missing no.
Just float up the edge of Cinnabar Island for a little while.
Yeah.
You'll get some rare candies.
And then would always it's not necessarily a rare candy because he'd always make. I think it was the 6th item.
Yeah, 6th item in your inventory.
Yeah.
That was.
So it was unlimited Master Balls, unlimited rare candies.
Or if you're like my friend, it just wanted unlimited potions for whatever reason. Yeah, that was weird. I just want 70 million 20 health items. I'll do. What about the story? Is the story something that an RPG's got to have that's really strong in order to be a good game?
Yes, unless your name is Pokemon.
Yeah. I was just gonna say.
I mean, that story, apart from Black, I'm not being racist, Pokemon Black and Pokemon White, that's the only time they've ever changed the story and they only changed it like a tiny bit. Instead of them trying to steal all the Pokemon for evil things, they were trying to set them free from trainers. And the bad guys associates were all ginger, but that's beside the point.
The thing that I find with go on.
Apart from Pokemon, which I suppose if you look at the whole, if it's not broken, don't fix it. But usually the stories, like, there has to be a different story in an RPG just to keep your interest.
Yeah, definitely.
The thing that I was wondering is, like, why are the stories in RPGs usually better than your average game? The thing I was thinking about is because RPGs are so long, they've got a lot more time for character development and time to grow attached to the characters. If one of them dies or turns evil or whatever, it's a lot more shocking to you.
Definitely, especially like if you swap it to say like a sandbox game, you ain't gonna get a 50-hour minimum storyline in a Grand Theft Auto game, are you? Really? Or a Just Cause or a.
No, it's because with a lot of these games, like, I think the Grand Theft Auto games, the story is nothing much. You play it because the gameplay is absolutely fantastic to just drive around and shoot people, but the story is never really there in Grand Theft Auto games. But
yeah,
I think with an RPG, you're gonna have to have somewhat of a solid story to keep someone playing for like the 50 to 100 hours or whatever.
Grand Theft Auto is good. I like the free roam that you can go like anywhere in the whole map and do what you want pretty much. But I think it has a story, but yeah, I don't know. It depends how much you play it, I think. Because if you play it a lot, then you get the story. But if you play it like just a free roam, then you sort of lose the story, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, the problem with Grand Theft Auto is there's a lot of stories going on at the same time. So it's a little bit harder to concentrate onto it.
Whereas with something like Final Fantasy or Star Ocean or your bog standard RPG, it's just one story with about 20 different characters.
Yeah, that's true.
You can build character relationships you can build relationships with the characters and their story and how they're telling it rather than...
Yeah, San Andreas, like Grand Theft Auto San Andreas, you've got things going on all over the place, missions going on all over the place, whereas, like you've just said there, it's just one straight story and you can follow it a lot better.
Yeah.
So the difficulty, is there anything about RPGs that might be a bit more difficult or less difficult than your standard game?
If you don't grind, yeah.
Oh yeah.
It also depends on what situation, because in some RPGs you can have, like, in your standard sort of RPG where you have class systems, you might have to learn like class systems and like what's effective against what enemies, if you know what I mean. Like, to use a very, very basic example, every Tom, Dick and Harry knows in Pokemon, if you go against water, use a Pikachu, because thunder beats electric.
Or a Bulbasaur.
Or well, okay. That's
Are you using my logic from earlier that thunder should actually be super effective against grass types?
I remember we were talking about that.
Exactly.
That's hilarious.
But anyway, Mark, go on. This is an old conversation.
Yeah, sorry.
Has Josh gone to sleep?
No.
No.
Sorry, just being rather quiet, mate. We're trying to get you involved, that's all.
Right, anyway. Games. This is where the huge talking points are going to be. I'll start the ball rolling, and I know this is going to take forever to get Andrew to shut up about it. Pokemon.
Fuck off.
Do you want me to just skip Pokemon?
Well, no, it was just more... Okay, yeah, alright, it's my second favourite RPG series, or franchise, should I say, but that doesn't mean I won't shut up.
All I'm saying is we can get you talking about this.
Before I perk in.
Nah, you take
it's
it.
good.
Does anyone want to be brave enough to say to him that the Pokemon series isn't very good?
I'd say the first gen is probably the best, in my opinion, the best out of them all. I like the first gen and the second gen.
I'd always say Crystal's my favourite, pretty much because that's the one I put over 300 hours into.
Yeah, I like Crystal as well.
Jesus Christ, that's
Also Ruby as well. Ruby's my favourite, and Red. They're my favourite games.
I think when it came onto the third generation is when I kind of stopped paying attention to it, because it was just getting a little bit overwhelming, and I was disappointed that not all 300 and whatever Pokemon weren't in it. And they took some
when
out.
it got to Ruby, I sort of lost interest in Pokemon by then.
Well, I didn't, evidently. I don't even know why, like, I love it so... I mean, I think it's more... I don't even know why I like it so much, to be honest, because, like I said, the story hasn't changed. Apart from Black and White, the story hasn't changed in... God, I don't want to do the count in the years, but over a decade, let's put it like that.
Yeah.
It's the same formula. You beat 8 gyms, except Gold and Silver, where you beat 16, because then you go back to Kanto and do the...
I love that.
Do the original 8. Yeah, no, I did. I'll agree with you, Mark. I think Crystal, for me, okay, it's not my favourite, but it's, it's in the top 3. Second, just above Emerald, but just below Pokemon Black, purely because I love that game. I love... They always like... Oh God, this is going to be such me just talking. I love that with each generation they'll add something new. Well, ish. I mean, with second generation, you got new Pokemon. Third generation, you got Nature's, which would then inflict on stats of the Pokemon, like their attacking stat, their defense stat, how well they take moves and how well they hit moves, I suppose. And then graphical update in the 4th gen and 5th gen. And then we're on the 6th. I don't know. I think it's a lot of nostalgic for me with Pokemon, and just loving it way, 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 way too much.
There's no such thing.
Moving on, can we talk about something else so I'm not the only one talking?
Can I just have a little bit of comedic effect here?
Yeah,
do you want to hear a really
let's go.
bad Pokemon-related joke?
Oh, I've got loads, but carry on.
What do Al Qaeda and Voltorb have in common?
Oh, God.
I don't know.
They both explode when they die.
Oh, God.
Oh man.
That's not a bad joke. It's a flavourless joke.
To end on the Pokemon conversation, Mark, Game Buster Mark, I'm going to write you a love song. End.
Look forward to it.
There was tons of those things that you could do with like a conversation where you just use like Pokemon after like every second word.
I'll Pikachu while you're naked.
Horrible laugh came out just there.
There's like a full sentence of that one, well, like paragraphs of it.
You made my jiggly puffs.
Oh dear. Right, moving on. Moving on. Final Fantasy.
Yeah, what a load of shit.
Oh no.
Excuse me.
No, I was just being controversial.
He's that one guy that just decides to be different.
Yeah, well, I really want to get to Skyrim bashing because I fucking hate Skyrim, but Final Fantasy, I love the early ones. Like I said, it's lost its way with me. Like, and maybe I'm a bit biased because I haven't even picked up number 13. And yeah, okay, but it just doesn't deal to me. With like, I'm seeing like emo Japanese people.
It's also very linear as well. It's very one direction.
You're just seeing that now? What about Cloud?
Has Michael Bay touched this? And you know.
Well, I'm just wondering. You're just seeing that now. What about Cloud?
I don't even know, like, what have they done to Cloud? Because I remember Cloud as, like, the blonde guy with the awesome sword. Have they turned him into a douche?
No, he's always a douche.
He wasn't always a douche.
Okay, if we're talking about emos, just play Final Fantasy IX. It's got the most depressive storyline I've ever seen. Not even kidding. And yet it's my favourite. That says a lot about me, doesn't it?
Right,
Wow.
when people talk about Final Fantasy these days, it always goes back to 13 and how people say it's crap. Thing is, I really like 13. The only reason I've not finished it is because I get stuck because I just suck at RPGs. But I got quite near the end and I really liked it. I don't know why, I really enjoyed it. So.
Okay, I've got a question for the floor. When I say floor, I mean the Skype chat. Why is Final Fantasy VII critically acclaimed the best Final Fantasy? Because it's not. It's a pile of shit.
Yeah.
I wouldn't go as far to say it's a pile of shit, but I think it was because it was the first one that had 3D graphics. And it was just so revolutionary at the time.
Oh yeah, bit of a big change for everyone. So
it's just the way it looked was so different, and it worked. Not all the time it would something like that would work, but it worked for Final Fantasy VII.
Okay, I'll give it another go. I'll pick it up and give it another go.
I mean, it's still a good game, but it's not my favourite.
No, it's not my favourite either.
I'm pretty sure everyone out there has their favourite Final Fantasy game, because there's just so many of them. Foot, what about you? What about your favourite Final Fantasy game?
Well, I've only ever played 3. Final Fantasy X, Final Fantasy X2, and about an hour into Final Fantasy 7, so I can't really comment too much on that.
Well,
as long as you don't say 10-2 is your favourite, you'll live. It's fine.
Well, you are one of the few people that have completed a Final Fantasy game.
Yeah.
Hey, I've come pretty close.
What Final Fantasy game have you completed, Foot?
X2. I bought X2, but...
And why...
It was great.
Why 10-2 over 10?
I admit, from what I've played of like Final Fantasy X, I think Final Fantasy X is the better game, but there's just so many things about the game that like annoys me. I hated the sphere grid thing. Well, that was rather annoying.
That gets rather confusing.
I don't think many people like the sphere grid.
Yeah, I really hate that. And I also think there was a Cloister of Trials as well. Oh, it pissed me off so much. It's like a puzzle in a bloody Final Fantasy game.
I don't understand how you could have completed 10-2. I hate that game. I really do.
The one good thing about 10 was Blitzball. I spent hours on that.
I hate that.
What?
There's so many annoying things about that game.
Oh,
Wait, you're a fan of Blitzball?
Yeah, I love Blitzball.
Oh, I couldn't really get to grips with it. Well, I was just maybe just missing out on something.
I didn't play much of it, but it seemed okay. I never finished 10 either. I got quite near the end and I just lost interest, which I do with a lot of RPGs. But since Mark really wants to talk about this, let's go with Elder Scrolls.
Yeah, I love the Elder Scrolls series, apart from Skyrim. It's a piece of shit.
Why is it a piece of shit?
Well, because it stole so much of my time and I was a naive youth. I thought it was the best thing in the world. Then,
how much of your time?
It took a good 200 plus hours. This is why. This is why
you have Just Cause then.
Yeah, Just Cause.
I thought you were going to say like 50 hours or something.
No, it took a full 200. Full 200 hours, which I would never get back. And yeah, I mean, initially when it came out, I was like, oh, the graphics are, amazing. I like what they've done here. I like how you can interact with people. And dungeon delving and everything, all your standard stuff, and it just sort of like, that's you sort of. I believe that when you've been looking forward to a new game for so long, and you get the new game, there's like to use a really terrible phrase, there's a honeymooning phase with the game, where which isn't as sordid as it sounds, but it's just a period of you really liking the game, just overlooking all the flaws that it has.
So about 8 days then.
For me, it was more like a year.
Wow. But
But then I realized Skyrim has freaking loads of issues. I mean, it has scaling issues, balancing issues. For instance, you can one hit a dragon and then get killed by a bandit later on. That makes no sense whatsoever. All the dungeons looked the same. Everything was so linear at the end after we were promised this freaking awesome fest. And everything is so linear. The quests are literally go and kill this guy because I said so. Go and find this item in a chest in a random generic dungeon because I said so. Go and walk 5 miles into the wilderness because I said so. And also the dungeons. Once you've seen there's 3 or 4 variants of dungeon, and once you've seen them all, you've seen them all. So then, there's just nothing fresh in the game, and the DLC looks crap as well. So I just massively hate Skyrim. Perhaps I am coming at this from a bit of a bias. If anyone loves Skyrim, feel free to speak up. I'll probably end up arguing with you, but I just, it just took so much time. It took me, so I'm just frustrated with myself, I think, for how long it took me to realize this game is actually not really that good. Plus, it has an arse load of glitches that really do interrupt the experience.
Yeah, and the NPCs are no good either. They're so
they're retarded.
There's no character development in them whatsoever.
None at all.
See, my reason for not liking Skyrim is completely different from everyone else as well. Like Mark, you touched on it, but I put 14 hours into Skyrim, which is not a lot when you look at your 200 plus. But I put 14 hours, and typically for a normal game, 14 hours would usually mean finishing it at least. So the problem I had with Skyrim is it's such a beautiful game. I'm not going to take it away. Like when you're on top of the highest mountain, when you're going to that mage cave or whatever the hell it is, I don't know. You look from there and you just see the whole map and it just looks absolutely fantastic. But the problem is the game, it just looks brilliant, but it's got you 75% of the time roaming about in dark, horrible caves. And just for some reason, it just kept putting me off. It's like, yeah, go to this place and get a sword. Turns out I have to go traverse a cave again. And honestly, after a while, I just could not be bothered.
Yeah, it does get very linear very quickly. And I think, you say it's beautiful, but I completely disagree. I think it's very dull. The textures are all very dull.
I don't know. I like the snow.
I like the snowy areas, but other than that, the textures are all just dull. I mean, there's not even any dynamic weather effects or anything. It's just all. I just really. I'm gonna have to control myself. I just really hate this game.
There is just no way to defend a single part of it, is there?
But the thing is, I really love Morrowind and Oblivion, and I like them way more than I like Skyrim. I even like Arena more than I like Skyrim.
I really like Oblivion as well.
I was the opposite. I didn't like Morrowind or Oblivion, but I liked Skyrim. I mean, I don't like Skyrim anymore. I've seen it for its flaws, but I liked Skyrim a lot more than I liked Oblivion or Morrowind.
No.
Just a question. How long did it take you to see Skyrim's flaws? Because it took me a bloody long while.
Well, I
Okay.
put 150 odd hours into it, and then I took a break of about a month. Then came back to it for another 50 odd hours. Oh, so I think I put about 208, 9 hours into it. By which time I went, hang on a minute. This game's actually crap, and it was with a conversation with a friend from uni who hates video games, full stop. But he'd sat there for most of the damn near 200 hours and watched me play this game, moaning in the background about how shit it was. So I just ignored it. So he hates all video games. I'm not going to even attempt to listen to him. And I actually listened to what he was saying, and like you said, he was on about how crap it looked. The fact that the characters didn't even talk properly, as he put it. And I was just like, wow, actually, do you know what, mate? You're fucking right. This game is a pile of shit. I've just wasted like a week of my life.
The thing is, you say like it's a horrible game and all that, and it takes you 200 hours to work that out. But you've got to think about it. If you actually paid £40 for that game and you get 200 hours out of it, you actually get quite a good deal.
I got my money's worth out of the game.
So it's not bad in that respect. It's worth the money if you're going to put the time into it. But like, if it takes you 200 hours to decide a game's crap, you must have enjoyed it for a long time if you wanted to put 200 hours into it.
Yeah, I guess that's true. But then with some games, it's like, with some games, though, you'll put the time in, and you'll realise it's good, and then the game will always, forever have a spot in your heart. But Skyrim, it just turned out, it just took me so long to realise it was terrible. I just now freaking hate it for it.
Alright, well, I think we've went on enough about Skyrim. I think we've went on enough about Skyrim. Come on. Give other games their due.
Fanboys.
I've never played any of those sort of games.
Talk about RuneScape, because I've never played it.
RuneScape. There's about, I forget how many skills there was, but in each skill you could get to 99, and there was like so much XP. But it would take, to get 199 skill, it would take, well, it depends which skill, but about 2 months of straight playing with no breaks. It would take.
Jesus Christ!
So to get 199 level, or even longer than that if you don't play it as often. So I played it since 2005 to 2010, I think. But after 2007, they'd updated it so much that people started to quit, and they started to remove certain features that people liked about the game and the reason they played the game, and they started to remove those, and so people started to quit, and then they brought them back, which I thought was a bit silly, removing it in the first place and then bringing it back. So it sort of spoiled the game. It was good though in the first few years of playing it, but yeah, it got pretty bad towards the end as they updated it. But as things happen, I guess it's an online game, it gets updated.
Updates have killed gaming, but that's another topic,
yeah,
I think.
Online gaming updates, I don't like them. I wish they would just make the game and leave it. But for some certain reasons, it's good to update, like glitches and stuff on, and new levels maybe.
The thing that annoys me is I watch some people's reviews of games, and usually the best time to do a review of a game is when it's just come out, because that's going to get you the most views, obviously. So I watched this review, I can't remember what game it was, but they said it does have a few bugs and glitches, but the developers have said that they're going to be releasing a patch for this and updating it. And the thing that just annoys me is, since when was it okay to not have your game ready when it's already released? Why is it okay to go out and spend £40 on a game and then have to wait 2 weeks before it's actually properly playable?
That's a pain, isn't it? Why do they do that?
When was it okay for this to happen?
Yeah, they shouldn't do that, really, should they?
It's a bit frustrating, but no one's talked about any MMOs yet. Well, RuneScape, I suppose. But
RuneScape would be one, yeah.
But what about?
I mean, well, do not play it well, so I have no knowledge of it.
No, same here as well.
LOL.
I've played it.
Three biggest ones: World of Warcraft,
No.
League of Legends, and Guild Wars. I don't know if anyone plays any of them.
I haven't played any of them.
I played
I've
League
heard
of
of Guild Wars.
Legends.
I could never get into League of Legends. I do like MMOs to an extent, but it's just, I think it's finding the people to have on as well. I cannot play a game like that on my own.
I've
Just a
tried
quick
to play it on
question.
my own. Oh, go on, Mark.
Hang on.
Yeah, just a quick question. Is Minecraft an MMO?
It depends
What
if
would
you
that
can
be?
actually get people into your server, because it's a pain in the arse.
Yeah.
But has someone got the TV on in the background?
I have.
Do you mind turning it down just a little bit? Thank you very much.
Sorry, I'm watching Match of the Day.
Probably watch it online, but anyway, what about Fallout?
Fallout's brilliant.
Do you like Fallout?
I like Fallout a lot. I actually have plans to do a Let's Play of Fallout 1. So I had
Oh,
Fallout
awesome.
1, 2, and Fallout Tactics on a sort of a disc, which I picked up from, dare I say, CEX. So yeah, but I actually played Fallout New Vegas first, which is interesting because a lot of people say that that's crap compared to Fallout 3, but I actually think it's actually better than Fallout 3. And then I played Fallout 3. That you were about to say something?
Yeah, no, I think I've put about 3-4 hours into Fallout 3. Really enjoyed it. I think it's the first kind of I'm gonna say open world RPG, as it were. Well, an RPG that's not turn based, because I prefer my turn based RPGs.
It has a very unique blend of first-person shooter, a little bit of first-person shooter, a little bit of adventure, sort
A
of.
little bit of everything, really.
Yeah, that's why I like it, and you can play how you want, yeah, but you're not like limited in any way. Like, you can choose to play how you want, and it doesn't really affect, like, you're not really going to struggle too much or whatever. I don't know what my point is here.
No, I think I know what you're saying.
Like, the thing is with Fallout is it's so different from like regular RPGs, but I don't really know how to sort of deconstruct it and like point out why it's so different, because it has like loads. I think it might be like you get perks in FPSs, and I think Fallout does perks instead of like, I don't know, like they use that system very uniquely. I think that's why no other RPG does that, and if another RPG did that, people would just say you're blatantly ripping off Fallout. I think that's why Fallout succeeds very well. I've never played Borderlands.
Don't play it.
No.
Don't play it.
Shut up, Mark.
Dude, brilliant.
No,
It doesn't look like it would appeal to me.
it's crap.
It's not crap.
It is crap.
Why is it crap?
Because it's the
Because
same
you can't
bloody
play
thing.
RPG.
No. It's because it's the same damn thing all the time. Go kill this guy, come back, get some money, go out there, die, lose that money, then come back, go do this thing. It's the same
Don't die
thing.
then.
It's hard not to when the game's crap.
It's
That
better
sounds
game.
like Skyrim.
It's terrible. And leave me alone. Well, am I the only person that doesn't like Fallout 3?
Oh, you don't like it? Why?
Well, it's difficult. I kind of like it, but in other ways I just really cannot like it. I've played through the entire story. That's about the extent of it. I made a save before the last mission, so I can go and do whatever I want, do all the other side quests, but when I was doing all the other side quests, I just got so bored. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Just something wasn't there to want me to keep on playing and enjoy the actual experience of it. It takes forever to get anywhere without fast travel, and I just don't like that. You're just wandering about forever. But I don't know. I like the story. I enjoyed playing through that. But apart from that, I just couldn't.
Your dad is Liam Neeson in that game. What more do you want?
That's why it gives you a skill set.
Maybe to actually see Liam Neeson more than once instead of going into abandoned boats.
Apparently going on abandoned boats is amazing, according to Josh.
Oh, yeah.
No, I'm watching Match of the Day. United had just scored on Match of the Day, so that's why I went, yeah.
Really, I didn't know they showed goals on highlights. You know.
No.
Anyway, on to other RPGs. Anyone other RPGs that they're quite knowledgeable on or play a lot that I've not mentioned?
Fable? Nobody's mentioned Fable.
Yeah,
I mean, we forgot it when we were making the list.
I know. Fable. Anyone got any good experiences or bad experiences with the Fable games?
Fable 2 is the best one in the series.
I don't play Xbox, so.
The only thing that I don't like about Fable is that it will hold your hand the whole way through the game. With a little yellow guideline that tells you where to go.
Sometimes that's good.
Oh yeah, in some cases, but it would be nice to go, oh, I don't have a visible line. I can actually just explore and stuff.
Did anyone like Fable 3?
No.
Do you not like Fable 3?
No. I don't know why. I can't put my finger on it. I just don't like it.
Thing is, I don't understand why, but no one seems to like Fable 3, but I really do. It's definitely
Why do you like it?
It's definitely the worst in the series, but that's just like saying Uncharted 3 was the worst in that trilogy. It's still a brilliant game, but it's just hard to beat the other two. I don't know, I just really, really enjoyed it. A lot of people just really disliked it, and I just really don't get it. I thought it was fairly similar to the first, not the first one, the second one, and I don't know, maybe people were just expecting more or something like that. I tend not to go into games with high expectations. I try not to. I think that's the reason I don't like Dead Islands. I went into it with high expectations and I just can't stand it.
I'll agree with you, Dead Island was awful. Such a glitchy piece of shit.
I wouldn't say awful, but I can't get into it. Can't get into it.
It sounds like the kind of game I'd get into, you know, this whole zombie hack and slash leveling up. You know, you can make weapons out of anything pretty much.
Maybe it's because they try to copy Borderlands and that's why I don't like it. Don't copy that. We've got enough Borderlands. We've got 2 of them. We don't need more.
Yeah, we do.
Don't
More
clutter our market with that crap.
Yes.
Get it the hell away from us.
Can I just jump in and say the podcast number 5 is now uploaded?
Awesome. That's something to jump in with.
I'm sure when people look at this podcast in 3 days' time, they'll be like, oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. So, anyone, Foot, I know that you like this game series, Kingdom Hearts. Want to talk about Kingdom Hearts for a bit, Foot?
I don't know. I've not really played like the first one, but I got the second one and I bloody loved it. I mean, the first maybe 3-4 hours of the game were pretty crap in my opinion, but after you got past it at the beginning, it was bloody fantastic. Obviously it's Disney, so I'm a big Disney fan. I'm not gonna lie.
High five to that, brother.
Mickey Mouse, Donald Duck, Goofy, all those characters, I think it's fantastic.
I love the fact that now Star Wars is Disney.
Going through all the worlds like Lion King and the Beast's Castle and Beauty and the Beast and places like that, I think it's fantastic. So yeah, I think it was a brilliant game.
That's exactly what I loved about Kingdom Hearts, the fact that you can go into like Disney worlds and it's just like explore the areas and all that, and it's fantastic. I really have to say I love the games.
Although the Little Mermaid world sucked. It sucked. You had to do singing. What the hell?
What was your favourite world though?
My favourite world is Pirates of the Caribbean world.
Boo.
No. you get Captain Jack in your party. That is just amazing.
Who cares? It's Johnny Depp. Whatever that was.
Obviously not Josh.
What the hell was that?
A moose or something.
A moose has entered the podcast.
A wild moose appeared.
Somebody throw a Pokeball.
Oh my.
No, Kingdom Hearts 2. Yeah, I'm totally with Foot because yeah, I loved it, and I haven't even played the first one. I keep meaning to, but like I don't know. Maybe I'm scared it won't be as good as number 2.
Oh no, I would say it's if anything better than the second one.
Yeah,
I was about to say the same thing. It's
one boss peed me off big time on Kingdom Hearts 2, and it's the guy who does Dance Water Dance.
Oh no, not that.
You have like 10 seconds to kill all his clones, and it's really difficult. I just hate him. I wish he's stupid and he shouldn't be in the game. He should fuck off.
Yeah.
Has anyone ever played? Oh, sorry. Go on.
Yeah, that Dance Water Dance guy. I think he was like the hardest like boss in the game.
Oh, he was for me.
Yeah. Aye.
I actually stopped playing the game because of him. And came back, beat him from some sort of freak of nature. I managed to beat him, and then it carried on enjoying the rest of the game.
Yeah, same here.
Alright, Tom, you were going to say something?
Oh yeah, has anyone ever played Parasite Eve?
I haven't, but if you want to talk about Parasite Eve for a bit, go on.
Parasite Eve 2, I've only played that one on PS1. 2 discs, I think you get in it. Yeah, you do get in it. It's pretty good. It's got a good, strong story. It lasts a very long time. It really does last a long time to complete. I've only ever... actually, I almost completed it, but you get to the end, it starts to get pretty hard. You have to beat a couple of bosses, and they're pretty hard. You get to a certain point, there'll be a boss, and then after that, you play a bit more, and then there'll be a boss, and it just keeps going like that through the whole game, and there's a story with it. It's pretty damn good. I definitely recommend it if you've never played it. Parasite Eve 2, that is.
I think they're on the PlayStation Store these days, so it might be cheaper than actually buying the games.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not too sure.
It's supposed to be quite rare, aren't the Parasite Eve games?
Yeah, I think they are. I looked on eBay the other day, actually, at how much they were going for. They're starting to get pretty pricey now.
Yeah, God.
I definitely recommend buying them, though, if you just buy them. It's a good game.
I'll keep my eyes open for it anyway. There's lots of games like that I do want to get my hands on, but it's too expensive, and my main project right now takes up a majority of my game money, which I'm sure you guys know.
I bought it years ago. I can't even remember when I bought it, but I've still got it now. I lost the manual though, which was a shame.
What about the Dragon Age Mass Effect kind of games?
Yes. Big fan.
Never played.
I'm a big fan of Dragon Age Origins, which is the first in the series. Yep. And the reason I love that is because I wanted to jump in and talk about when we were talking about characters, because I believe that RPGs are very film-like in the way they are. And what I mean by that is that you build up the story, but you also build up the characters, and what you were saying earlier about, you care when the characters die or whatnot. And Dragon Age Origins is probably the RPG that does this best for me, I think, apart from maybe Skies of Arcadia, because that's my favourite all-time RPG. But Dragon Age Origins does that so well. There are so many characters that you can recruit into your party, entourage or whatever you want to call it. And they each have their own personalities, and you can speak to characters, and no two lines of dialogue are the same, and everyone has their own sort of agenda and whatnot. And then that was what kept me going through the game, because like the graphics in the game are not too great. Like the textures in like the dungeons and stuff aren't anything to sort of go crazy over. But that's what kept me playing Dragon Age Origins and all its expansions over and over again. Not to mention all the items were really cool, and it was just a badass game in general, badass RPG, and I highly recommend it. But then Dragon Age 2 came along, and it was like the complete opposite. I was like, no characters. I couldn't give a fuck about the characters in Dragon Age 2, to use for want of a better phrase. And I ended up hating Dragon Age 2. And of course I did my duty and I beat it. but I haven't come back to it. But I have come back to Dragon Age Origins. So I think like characters are just so important in RPGs, because if you don't care about the characters, you don't care about the game.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I finished Dragon Age 1 with Dragon Age Origins as well. I think it took about 2 weeks or something, which isn't too bad. I loved it. I really did. I want to go back and play it again and do like the opposite decisions to see how it impacts the story along the way. Because there's different decisions, a good decision, an evil decision, and I went mostly good decisions throughout it, because I just like doing that in games. I like being the good guy, the hero, and I want to do the bad stuff next, I guess. But Mass Effect, I've played through the first two. When I first played the first Mass Effect, I really didn't like it. I thought it was just crap. I really hated it. But I got back into it again, and I finished the first one twice in about a week and a half or something. So just absolutely loved the first one. Played through the second one, thought it was equally as good, and I got the third one about 2 months ago. I've still not played it. So apparently it's meant to be quite disappointing with story wise, but you know, I'll just have to wait and see.
I've heard that there was some sort of uproar about the ending. That's all I know.
I've not heard exactly what it is. I don't want to know exactly what it is until I play through it, but I heard people weren't happy about the ending, so who knows? Yeah. They wait and see. Anything to say on Dragon Age? No, you've finished it as well.
Yeah, I love Dragon Age. Dragon Age Origins. That was awesome. But I'm rubbish at those games. I struggled all the way through that game. I was actually kind of surprised when I beat it, because there's a few places I was stuck on for bloody ages, and some of the bosses and that, God, they were tough. But I do agree with what Mark says about the characters in that game. They're fantastic. You know, Morrigan and Liliana, and you can choose whether you want to, be good, be nice to them, and build up a relationship with them, or you want to be bad to them, and you can turn into a bit of an enemy, I suppose. Yeah, you can romances and that.
Oh, don't get started at those romances.
Oh. Yeah, those things were funny.
The love scenes in that game. It's so awkward. They look terrible. Anyway, did you ever manage to beat, is it Morrigan's mum? Or the witch?
Oh, yeah.
Did you ever manage to beat her? The dragon?
Oh, no, not beat that. Christ, I got my ass kicked by her.
See, I didn't even think she was that bad.
Oh, God.
I killed her on my second attempt or something.
I could probably have beaten her, but I'd have to use bombing God knows how many potions.
Does anyone else have any other games you would like to talk about before we move on? So, I mean,
No, I think I'm okay.
There are tons like Megami Tensei, Tales, Dragon Quest, Chrono, Xeno, Dark Cloud.
Yeah.
Diablo 3, yeah, that's a big one as well. Disgaea, Shadow Hearts. List goes on and on.
Gate.
Yep.
Vagrant Story.
Star Ocean.
I was just about to say that.
There's tons we could talk about, but it just depends if we've actually played them, and it makes it a bit harder.
Has anybody, I know obviously Foot wouldn't have, and I'm pretty sure Mark wouldn't have, as in Game Buster Mark, but has anybody else played the 360 Star Ocean game?
No.
It's actually on the PS2 as well.
Is it?
Yeah, because I've got it on the PS2, but not the 360.
Oh, okay. I might have to get it for the PS2 then, because I quite enjoy it. I put like nigh on 40 hours into that game.
Yeah. But, apart from that, has anyone else got anything else you would like to say on the games part of it?
No, that's good.
No.
Alright, so is everyone okay with moving on to the well-known quiz?
Yeah, come on the quiz.
Right, and as always, we give the person who lost the last quiz a chance to redeem themselves and get a nice little bonus, but since Joshua J was doing it last time and the people that lost are not here, I just thought, why not everybody just do a song?
Mm-hmm.
So...
it's actually Footloose who lost last week, it was.
Yay!
Well, you're all doing a song anyway. So, Footloose, we'll go with you first. We decided on what you were doing last night, and it's that time to say goodbye.
Uh-oh. Right, I'll just get up the old lyrics here.
Oh no.
Oh god. Right. I always love you.
What the hell? Did anyone else just get a weird computer noise there? I don't know what I call that. Like someone just pulled out their audio jack or something and put it right back in.
That could have been me, by accident. Is it me, or have I only just realised you mean the Whitney Houston version?
Yeah. I just know this.
You do.
I just know the song "Time to Say Goodbye" and it's sung by some opera women.
Oh, okay.
Because me and my friend, during one of our all-nighters, you know that thing 63336? You text them any question and they'll give you back the answer.
Sadly, I've used that quite a lot.
Right, yeah.
Oh my god, that's going back. But
Yeah, we did that, and we wrote, what is the best song to take a shit to? And they came back with "Time to Say Goodbye."
Oh god.
We also had who's the most successful paedophile, and it came back something like there is no success in the paedophile sort of like field or something.
Jimmy Savile.
And it was just brilliant. So Foot, you got the lyrics there?
So I Will Always Love You by Whitney Houston.
That could be it, yeah.
Yeah. Oh god, I don't like to the chorus, is there? Alright, here we go. You ready for it?
Go for it.
Alright. And I will always love you.
I think the voice breaking was enough to give you a point for that.
Very good.
So, Mark, got you a song today?
Nothing from High School Musical.
It's not. No.
I didn't get to choose it this week.
It's Fireflies by Owl City.
Oh, you bastard. Never told you about this. Oh, fuck. You know, I heard this song while I worked today and it made my blood boil, so the fact that I now have to sing the bloody thing.
Oh dear.
Who are the fags that even made this song? Is it Owl City?
Yep, Owl City.
It's not a place.
It's a catchy song.
Owl City.
Oh, he bloody likes Wuthering Heights.
Yeah,
And
it's brilliant.
Gangnam Style.
You wait to see what I've got to sing.
And he probably likes the Harlem Shake as well.
That's alright, actually. Surprisingly, I heard it today.
See?
Not bad at all.
I cannot believe this.
You better believe.
Ah, fudge. Okay, well, I'll do the first little chunk and then I'll hang myself. You would not believe your eyes if 10 million fireflies lit up the world as I fell asleep. 'Cause I feel the open air and leave teardrops everywhere. You'd think me rude, but I would just stand and stare. That's all you're getting. I'm not doing any more. I will die.
Alright, fair enough. Tom, are you ready to do this week?
Leave it till next week, please.
Chicken.
It gives us time to find out what song you hate, so we can be douches.
Yeah.
Alright, so you're not doing one this week? I mean, it's absolutely fine.
No, leave it till next week.
Alright, fair enough. Josh, are you ready for your song?
Yeah.
You've got We Are the Champions by Queen.
Okay, we are the champions, my friends. We'll keep on fighting till the end. We are the champions. We are the champions. No time for losers because we are the champions. On the world, typical you made me get to sing Queen, but definitely, that's an easy song for me to sing.
What do you mean typical I get you to sing Queen?
It's the first time we've ever had Queen.
Yeah, I'm sure it is.
Pretty sure.
You're right. Anyway, Foot. No, not Foot. Andrew. It's your turn.
Yes.
I read this wrong. You ready for your song?
Yeah.
Is it that bad?
Well, it charted a few months ago. It might still be charting now. He's got Carly Rae Jepsen with Call Me Maybe. Oh dear.
Wishing the well, don't ask me, I'll never tell. I look at you in myself, and now you're in my way. That's all you're getting.
Come on, the chorus. Chorus.
Really?
Yep, the chorus. Are you wanting this damn point or not?
Hang on. Hey, I just met you, and this is crazy, but here's my number. So can't even do it.
Are you giving up now?
No, so call me maybe. There you go.
Yay.
Alright, everyone is tied on.
For that because I didn't do it.
Well, as I said, everyone's tied on 1 point each except for Tom because he didn't want to sing, which is absolutely fine because these songs are bad to sing. Anyway, onto the quiz now. Every question this week is just jump in and answer. Whoever gets it right first gets the point, obviously. You win absolutely nothing except for pride for a week. So, yeah, let's move on. Now, question 1. What did the letters in these words stand for? RPG.
Bazinga!
Go for it.
Role-playing game.
Got it.
I already.
Hey, you can buzz in if you want. MMORPG.
Bazinga!
Andrew again.
Massive multi... Oh, fuck, I totally screwed it up.
Try again.
Massive multiplayer online.
Zing. I believe it's massively a multiplayer online role-playing game.
Yeah, Mark will get it because he just swooped in and stole your answer.
I was still trying to, he's already got Bazinga. I'm just trying to think of a ring.
Well, does everyone want to think of a ring? You don't need to have one. I was just saying shout in, but
I feel like I should have one though.
right, you can have
one.
you can have Moo.
Whoa. Hang on. Back up. Mark wants a ring.
You want a ring?
No.
No.
Yeah.
Right, Mark, you can have Moo.
You can edit that, right?
No, I can't. Right, Mark, you've got Moo.
No, can I have Big Bob Beefy McCoy?
What's that?
By the time you said it, the other guy would have shouted out the answer.
Well,
I'm just trying to think of
Okay, then.
one syllable things.
Boo.
Boo.
Yeah.
Right, so we can't have Moo because it's too similar. Foot, do you want Oink?
oink, yes.
Um,
Me
Tom, you can have Dutch.
Okay.
For God's sake.
Please let that be his.
Right, I'll know who's talking. Just shout out anything. I don't know.
Okay,
I'm not
let's
prepared
do
enough for
this.
this. Right, JRPG.
Japanese RPG. Oh.
What the hell? Did anyone get that?
I think
Bazinga.
I didn't hear anything, it just went there.
Japanese role-playing game.
Well, since you were the only one that actually just answered there, I kind of have to give it to you now. Right, Foot, were you saying something there?
Yeah, I said Japanese RPG, that didn't make sense. Yeah.
Oh dear. Anyway, what was the first RPG? I can hear typing.
Someone's typing. Cheat.
Who's typing?
Final Fantasy.
Are we talking for console?
We're talking about RPG in general.
The first RPG ever. I don't know.
Fuck it, Bazinga, Final Fantasy.
Nope.
It's wrong. No, I knew it'd be wrong, but I just threw an answer in there.
Anyone else
I'm trying to
wager a
think of
guess?
one, but... Nah, I don't know.
It was a text-based adventure on the Commodore 64.
No, actually.
Uh,
I'm going by what this website said. If is no one willing to just guess,
Yeah.
you'll shit yourself. It was apparently Dungeons and Dragons.
what? Yeah.
Right.
No. Yeah. I didn't even think of that. But yeah.
Dungeons and Dragons, that's what it was. What decade was it released in?
Bazinga, 70s.
You got it right.
80.
Yes!
Name an RPG on the Game Boy that isn't Pokemon.
Bazinga, Final Fantasy Tactics.
Fair enough. To the nearest million, how many copies of Pokemon Gen 1 were sold?
Nice.
Did you just say piss for your buzz?
Me?
I'm sure someone did.
I said 10 million.
Alright, well, not 10 million.
Oh. Okay, then 12.
Nope.
13.
Nope.
20.
9.
Nope.
24.
What was that one?
50
24.
million.
Did you say 24?
Yeah.
Yep, 24, that's right.
Oh, yeah, yes.
It actually sold 23.64 million, but to the nearest million it would be 24 million. That's good.
I can live with that.
You can live with that.
Yeah.
To the nearest million, how many copies of Final Fantasy were sold? Final Fantasy 7 were sold, I should say.
24.
Nope.
28 million.
6.
Nope.
27.
Nope.
12.
15.
Nope.
33.
Nope.
29.
Nope.
17.
Nope.
18.
19.
No, you guys are aiming far too high.
4.
8.
No.
6.
No.
3.
No.
5.
No.
4.
1.
No.
What was the question?
9.
To the nearest million, how many copies of Final Fantasy 7 were sold?
2.
11.
Nope.
1.5.
Nope.
12.
What?
2.5.
Nope. There's no point. To the nearest million?
500,000.
No.
3.
No.
700,000.
To the nearest million.
6
Oh my
million.
god.
No. People don't know their math.
7.
No.
8.
No.
6.
No.
It's not been
5.
said yet.
You're aiming too low now. This is insane.
12.
Nope.
11.
Nope.
10.
16.
Finally, 10.
Wait, I got it.
And Tom got a point. He's back in this race. What year was Final Fantasy VIII released?
I don't know, 2002.
Nope.
2001.
1999.
You got it right, 1999.
Ooh.
I love the little break there to make it sound like you were really thinking what it was.
No, I was trying to find it on the back of the case.
Well, that's fair. Just no internet. That's
I was
good
going to say,
enough.
I've got the game, so.
Yeah.
Right. What was the first Super Mario RPG?
Super Mario RPG.
That's exactly it. For a bonus point, can you get the subtitle?
Super Mario RPG, Mario's First Adventure?
No, it's actually Legend of the Seven Stars.
Okay.
Question 9. Who was the main antagonist in Final Fantasy VI?
Kefka.
Kefka's right. Is that you, Mark?
Yeah, it was.
So I was sure, yeah. It is
Pretty
Kefka.
clown.
Yeah. Damn it, my scroll button stopped working. There we go. Name the X-Men RPG series.
X-Men Legends.
Another one goes to Andrew.
God.
Name the Lord of the Rings RPG.
Lord of the Rings.
Third Age.
Wow.
I think everybody got that.
I think everybody got that. I think Andrew, Mark, and Tom, I think you guys all got it.
I didn't actually get it.
Alright,
No,
so
it was Foot, I think, or
Foot was
Josh.
No, I never spoke.
right, so
I definitely said it.
yeah, both of you guys said it at the exact same time. I heard some unison, you know that thing.
Damn straight.
Right, and final question: who was the main protagonist in Final Fantasy X?
Cheers.
And Foot got that one right.
I was gonna say Zidane, and that's Final Fantasy fucking 9. That's because I've been playing it.
Well, there is no tie this week, but I'll give you the tiebreaker question anyway, and someone can maybe just get themselves that point because there's not a contest in it right now. But in its history, how many games altogether were sold for the PS2?
Ooh,
1,856.
A lot higher.
yeah.
2,686.
A lot higher.
200 million.
Still higher.
Do you mean how many games like?
Worldwide, for the PlayStation 2, how many
Oh.
games were sold?
1 billion.
Higher than 1 billion?
52 billion.
No, that's way too high.
12 billion.
No, lower.
10 billion.
Lower.
5
8 million.
billion.
6 billion.
Lower.
5.
Lower.
2 billion.
Lower.
1
1
billion.
billion.
Higher.
1.5 billion.
1.5 billion.
I'm going to give it to both Andrew and Tom. It was 1.5 billion.
Yes. Wow.
Yeah, nice one.
So, at the end of tonight's quiz, Josh came in last with 1 point for doing his song. Foot and Tom tied for third place with 2 points each. Mark came in second with 5 points, but Andrew away out in the lead with 10 points. You're today's Unnamed Podcast winner for the quiz.
Well done, man.
Anything to say?
I want my HMV voucher, bitch.
Are they not out of business yet?
No, there's still a shop open near me.
Tell you what, I'll make a trophy in GIMP and I'll send you the JPEG. But for the next podcast, you need to send me that JPEG back because
A virtual trophy.
yeah, because someone else might get it next time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, that was good.
Ah.
So that brings us to the end of the podcast because I think we've recorded for about an hour and 10 minutes or so. Does anyone have any final words?
Yes, I do.
Go for it.
Those questions tonight on the quiz were just too hard for me. That's why I couldn't really buzz in.
They were all about RPGs, and I was trying to keep them as basic to the RPG as possible.
Most of them were just guessing random numbers.
Yeah,
So
just
you could have just thrown a few numbers in there.
yes.
We'd have as much a chance as any of us. I'm just saying.
So are you saying that the quiz is a fix again? Well, I think that commentator says it all. Anyway, guys, I'm going to end it here. I want to thank all you guys for watching and all my guests. I'll try and get the backlog of MP3s uploaded to somewhere and put it in the description. If anyone else wants to join, let me know in the comments. So I'll let everyone do their sign out. You guys can decide who's doing it and we can listen to that awkwardness once again.
Okay, please like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you all very soon. Cheers for watching. Take it easy, everybody. Bye-bye. And check out the podcast number 5 on my channel, JoshCJ19 Gaming.
Alright, guys, take it easy. Have fun. See you next time.
Thanks for listening, guys. Make sure you stay tuned for the next podcast. See you later.
Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you all next video.
You're out.
Thanks for watching. God bless and good night.